It's boring. There. Review over. Really? That's it? I don't even have any notes on this thing. I'm playing Angry Birds Space. Fine. You're still here, so you obviously want a review of Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus. Stock footage credit, bad CG submarine, clearly not a military helicopter, etc. and stuff.
Remember, Lieutenant, this mission is classified. Should there be any trouble, the government will deny its existence.
Why would you need to remind him of that? It's not the kind of thing you're likely to forget. Like, by the way, Bob, this is a secret mission. I know, like, the last 3 times you forgot about it and, like, told people in a bar, and we had to kill you and bring you back as a zombie. Meanwhile, in our terrible CG sub, marine biologist lady is listening to terrible music and pushing buttons that don't exist.
Enormous.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a whale. They're known to get kinda big.
The transmitter, son of a bitch, it's an LFAF.
What?
You can tell from the way the lights blink on it. Only an LFAF has blinking lights like that. 100% distinguishing feature. You see a blinking light in the ocean, you can just call your congressman and say, "No! No LFAFs in my water, sir!"
The wall is shifting.
Wait, what? Why did the helicopter crash? And now there's ice breaking off? Is any of this stuff connected? Or is it just random events just kicking off the beginning of the movie? Did the helicopter explode just because explosions are cool? Let's have a sense of narrative here. Let's pretend that these events are linked together by something resembling cause and effect. Yeah, apparently they've just survived. However many millions of years ago Megalodon lived, they were frozen in the ice. They're just fine now. It's something to do with LFAFs and helicopters and blinking lights and whales. I don't know.
Yeah, customs. We have customs in the States too. Like urinating on coworkers?
What? People are getting peed on? How is this the conversation you decided to show happening on this oil rig? People are getting urinated on! Like, they just threw that in, like, by the way, I know, like, culturally speaking, you guys don't like to get urinated on, but you need to learn to take a joke. Like, and then we get attacked by giant octopus! What is this? I'm so befuddled! Marine biologist lady is called in to investigate a whale corpse on the beach.
That was the worst one I've ever been through, that's for sure.
Yeah, and also
What?
I don't know, I thought I saw something else out there.
You thought you saw something. You thought you saw something. It was a giant freaking shark entrapped in ice and a giant octopus, and they broke out of the ice right in front of your submarine. How are you not sure?
You name one thing in that ocean that causes damage like that. Besides you.
Look, I didn't steal the Dory, I just borrowed it.
Yeah, $500,000 of damage to the mini sub that you borrowed.
I'm sorry, what? She borrowed the sub at the beginning of the movie? While apparently being blitzed out of her mind and joyriding around with whales? This is our protagonist? This is who we're rooting for?
Pack it up. We have our answer.
I love these guys that are just chilling in the background with, like, suits and sunglasses on. Like, the implication is that they're government agents that are here to, like, keep the lid on this whale on the beach. Like, it's a whale on a beach! I mean, if it was a whale in Montana that just appeared, like, with a giant bite mark in it, that I would be interested in maybe covering up. You know? Like, let's send the Men in Black out to that. There may be some stuff going on there. A whale on a beach, though? What are you covering up?
That's your seat back.
Whoa.
Please sit down, sir. It's just an air pocket. Thank you.
I'm getting married in 2 days.
It'll be fine.
Holy shit!
Also, the rest of the passengers on this plane are headed to a convention for people who have 2 weeks left until retirement. Marine biologist lady goes to meet with an old professor friend of hers and tells him about her troubles with the government.
Ah, the bloody feds. They'll hound you till you're leaking from every orifice.
What?
Ah, the bloody feds. They'll hound you till you're leaking from every orifice.
What?
They'll hound you till you're leaking from every orifice.
What?
Leaking from every orifice.
Excuse me for a minute. I'm sorry. Where were we? I didn't want to remember. Marine biologist lady and professor man mix a bunch of colored water in test tubes, and this leads to a shocking discovery.
A tooth?
Must have one hell of a smile.
How big?
By 11.
Inches?
No. Gallons.
Feet.
Feet?
Feet? 11 feet long? If this tooth is 11 feet long, and we take the ratio of the largest great white shark tooth that we can find, and compare it to the length of the great white shark, and you do the math, feet long! 2,000 feet of mega shark! The whales get to be 100 feet long when they get big. Godzilla, the new Godzilla from Legendary, is supposed to be 300 feet long. Mega shark could eat Godzilla for lunch and be hungry by dinner.
Here, say hello to Megalodon.
Meaning big tooth.
Sounds like you should be a character in The Land Before Time.
Wait a minute, are you trying to tell me that a prehistoric extinct shark ate my whale?
You saw it! It busted out of the ice right in front of you! How are you the skeptic in this scene?
Yeah, unexplained doesn't mean resurrected prehistoric sea monsters.
That's always been my motto. Anyway, this random Asian guy shows up to ask him about their research, and they show him what they've discovered.
It's not what I was expecting.
Really? You weren't expecting a 2,000-foot-long shark? What, are you stupid or something?
I did manage to speak with one of the only survivors of our most recent attacks, before my government locked him away indefinitely. I like to consider these police identity sketches.
Sloppy technique, poor choice of medium, no thematic cohesion.
This is the mini sub camera. Vince must have dropped this off.
Who?
My friend Vince, he was there with me at the incident.
What incident?
Oh my god, I thought I imagined that.
This clinches it. She had to be on something in that sub. It's the only explanation for her seeing a shark 2,000 feet long and thinking, well, as the old brain's playing tricks on me again, I should really lay off the LSD, y'all.
Definitely a shark. Megalodon. His friend here.
Same as the drawing.
I suspected.
What, giant squid?
Octopus. Two prehistoric creatures suddenly and mysteriously unleashed upon the world.
Maybe not so mysteriously. Polar ice caps are melting because of our thoughtlessness. Maybe this is our comeuppance.
Are you telling me global warming did this? Global warming caused the release of Mega Shark into the world. Excuse me just one second.
Touchdown indicates 150 feet vertical clearance and lower.
We're on the last leg of the sweep now, sir. Nothing as of yet. Give the president my personal assurance. When we find the beast, we're sending him to hell.
That's how Sharkano happened. They sent Mega Shark to hell and he staged an uprising. The sharks all busted out in volcanoes and stuff. It makes perfect sense.
Battle stations! Battle stations!
Here's an idea. You can have it for free. Point your guns at the shark.
Target's disappeared, sir.
You mean destroyed. Target destroyed.
No, sir, I'm not getting anything at all. He's usually a residual.
Radio Washington. Target destroyed.
But, sir.
Target returned.
It rises.
That's what she said about the bread that she was cooking. The military busts into the three scientist musketeers' house and takes them away.
Not very feng shui, is it?
Same lighting as Guantanamo, I believe.
Listen, movie, just because you point out that you spent all of $3 lighting an empty set doesn't make it look any less cheap. Boring dialogue from person 1. Other boring dialogue from person 2. Boring dialogue from person 3. And so on. Ad nauseum. After that bit of monotony, we see another montage of people mixing colored water in test tubes and looking really disappointed when it doesn't blow up and kill them. Note to self. Reevaluate your career path.
I'm gonna go take a walk. You know, a walk?
This is a movie about a 2,000-foot-long shark fighting a giant octopus. But somehow, this is the least believable scene in the movie.
They say physical attraction itself may literally be based on smell. What?
Pheromones.
My God, are you thinking that we...
Pheromones. The attraction, we can use it to draw them in.
Are you telling me you've just now thought of this idea? Listen, I used to work in the sporting goods section at Walmart, There were people who could not spell who had thought of this idea. No, we're not questioning the fact that the pheromones are glowing. We're gonna move on. We're just gonna move on. Boring establishing shot, boring plan, boring goodbye.
Shark or squid?
Look at that radar signature. How could you be even a little bit confused about which one it is?
How low is that plane flying?
About 100 feet off the deck. Close enough to get pictures.
Pull up! What? Get him to pull up now!
Mayday, sir, I'm going down!
Lock in his last position.
You know what? I don't care. A giant octopus just swatted a fighter jet out of the sky, and I don't care! I hope you're proud of yourself, movie. This is what you brought me to. This is it. I'm bored with a giant octopus killing a fighter jet.
I just heard from Seiji. The octopus is headed towards Tokyo, and our shark is on its way here.
Is it just me, or is it a little bit racist that Japan has to deal with the one with the tentacles? Meanwhile, in America...
And what about delivery?
We place it ourselves. I don't want these SEAL guys gumming this up.
I'm trying. We're stuck.
You're so dumb. You're so dumb.
Move him in position.
Aye, sir.
Huh. This is the same ship from before. I mean, I guess I just kind of assumed it got destroyed. But we didn't see that. It just kind of cut to black and the dude yelled, "No!" So, maybe he just got relieved of command and got away. They shoot at the mega shark. With guns. Not missiles, guns. He's underwater. I don't think that's gonna work.
Still no reading on the target, sir.
Target destroyed.
Target destroyed. Repeat, target destroyed.
Woo! Who wants shark skin boots?
Sir, I'm picking up a reading.
Oh, look. What a surprise. The target wasn't destroyed. Wait, what? I blinked at the wrong time. Did something exciting happen?
Seiji, what happened?
We had some trouble. The bait relay worked, just like you said, Emma. But once he entered the bay,
They flopped.
the octopus sustained multiple hits from both artillery and missiles to little effect.
Why is the guy in the back wearing sunglasses inside? Maybe he's like a vampire or something. I'm gonna believe that. I just want to think that there was like a random vampire, like he's got like blacked out eyes so he has to hide them all the time. And he's just like randomly in the plot of Mega Shark. Not mentioned. He's just off doing something else, like for nefarious vampire reasons, and just happens to stumble through the story of Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
So what are you suggesting?
Perhaps it's time to consider something more all-encompassing.
What, nuke?
Yeah.
I don't believe I'm hearing this.
Oh, you think you got it bad? Eye Patch Guy from Atlantic Rim would have been calling for nukes 5 minutes after the movie started. I can't take this anymore. Let's skip ahead. Boring. 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 Boring, boring, boring. Boring, boring, boring. 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 Boring, 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 boring. Here, finally, in the movie called Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, the Mega Shark is finally gonna fight the Giant Octopus. What took so long? This is like calling your movie The Hunger Games and then not having The Hunger Games until the last 10 minutes of the film. Anyway, the monsters fight until they get tired and decide to take a nap, and apparently this is good enough. We wrap things up with our heroes meeting on a beach and heading off to fight another giant monster. Hey, they left their blanket behind. Hey guys, you left your blanket! Come back and get your blanket! I'm gonna report you for littering! So that was Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus. On the one hand, yeah, it's a mess. On the other hand, it's kind of like your mother-in-law, in that you may not like her that much, but she did give birth to somebody who you really care about. And believe me, the rest of the Mega Shark franchise, I love with every fiber of my being. And we're going to be digging into those real soon, so stay tuned for that. Until then, I'm Albert Berg. Remember, kids, buy a Hummer, because global warming will bring back the dinosaurs as zombies. Sounds like he should be a character in, like, Land Before Time number 29. Big Tooth. You know, Little Foot. Little Foot. That's not how you pronounce foot! What is wrong with me? I'm dumb.